This is the F.A.T.T Show, where it's football all the time. Your hosts, D. Scott and Kevin Minton.
This is the F.A.T.T Show. I'm D.
I'm Kevin.
And the F.A.T.T Show is football all the time. We talk NCAA, NFL.
Sure do.
And right now we're talking about the playoff picture.
So 8-4, 8-5 teams going at it.
Right there. So in the hunt there still you've got the Cardinals and Saints that are kind of bringing up the back end of that, and
Sure.
the Panthers and Eagles. But before we get there, we've got these Giants to still talk about who currently sit in the 5th seed.
Wow.
And the Falcons there in the 4th seed. So that would be the Giants going to play in Atlanta, potentially,
In a
if
dome.
the playoffs were to end today.
In a dome.
So they're playing great. Just beat the team with the best record, the Dallas Cowboys, and they only 2 losses that the Cowboys have received. Apparently, the Giants have their number, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Can I share something with you about when I talk about Atlanta? You know, we talk about a quarterback in Matt Ryan, okay? Matt Ryan, we know that, you know, he's had his ups and downs as a quarterback throughout his career. And in divisional type playoffs that they've had, you wonder what Matt Ryan you're going to get. You wonder, are you going to get the Matt Ryan that's he's on target, he's zoned in, he's making those plays, making those reads. But are you going to get the Matt Ryan that makes mistakes, throws an interception, a costly one at the end of the game, or, you know, so on and so forth? That we can remember that costly interception he threw against Minnesota. Xavier Rose ran it all the way back. So again, you think about those plays. What Matt Ryan are you going to get, especially when you're facing a New York Giants team of a Manning, Eli Manning, and with a defense that just beat a Dallas Cowboy team?
Yeah, you got a great matchup there, in my opinion. You got the Falcons, who, if you have, you know, everything working, all the cylinders going,
right,
you've got a great team. And the Giants, you've got the weapons on offense. I mean, Eli Manning, you know, obviously throwing it to OBJ, number 13. You've got Victor Cruz, who is kind of, I mean, he's still there, Victor Cruz, but he's not the guy that he used to be, at least for that offense. But he's, I mean, they're still on, you know, they're 8 cylinders rolling down the freeway. I mean, it's a great matchup there.
That's where the defense comes into play, and making those plays against somebody like Matt Ryan.
Yeah, so let's talk about the AFC real quick.
Well, yeah, wow. So
Patriots. The Patriots, are those guys ever not going to be the number 1 seed or number 2 seed?
Isn't Bill Belichick, when we talk about Bill Belichick, it's a plug-and-play system. You know, you grab those players. I mean, right now especially, they got a running back in LeGarrette Blount. This guy's no joke.
Yeah.
This guy's no joke. This
From
is
the University of Oregon.
University of Oregon. A guy that basically, they can give the ball, he can put some punishing yards there and, you know, have some little bit of finesse. Big back, yes. Well, and in that equilibrium of Tom Brady, so they have that balance of that
Well,
offense.
and then they lose Gronkowski for the year.
Ouch, that does hurt.
Yeah, it does hurt. You've got Martellus Bennett. Again, I think that, you know, if you take Gronkowski out, who's used to had double teams and all kinds of stuff that he's dealing with, I think that, you know, again, Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He's going to find the open person. The key is, can you get open, you know, against, and again, this, you're talking about the Patriots, who are going to have, if the playoffs started today, they have a bye. So they're gonna be sitting, waiting on, you know, one of these other teams to meet them in the second round. But, you know, great team. Again, you know, it just seems like they just won't go away.
To be honest with you, my thing about it is that until Tom Brady retires, you're just seeing the Patriots on this machine, and they're able to do that with Bill Belichick at the helm.
Yeah, great team. So let's talk about the number 2 seed, the Kansas City Chiefs, pulling off a great win against the Oakland Raiders this last week.
Amazing. You know, who would ever thought, again, now we knew what Andy Reid was.
Sure.
Coming from Philadelphia, his time there, his tenure there, you know, with Donovan McNabb and a lot of those, you know, Terrell Owens at one point, you know, having that talent there that they have, and then go to the Kansas City Chiefs with Alex Smith, DeAnthony Thomas, Jamal Charles, some of these other players that they have access to. But that defense really being able to play. They're 10-3 for a reason, and it's obviously defense that comes in. You got to score points, but it's that defense as well.
Well, it's a great team and well coached, all around great team. That's your second team that's going to have a bye if the playoffs started today.
Sure.
So let's talk then about the number 3 seed, the Steelers, coming out of the AFC North division.
Which to me, in that you look in that division of what those teams are, it's a toilet.
Yeah, you know, they are. I mean, that's the
When
best
you
team.
go Pittsburgh Steelers and you go everybody down from there.
Yeah, pretty much. You got an 8-5 team. You don't even have anybody in the division really. You've got the Ravens that are kind of on their heels.
Sure.
That 7-5.
And a tough defense at that. We
Excellent.
remember.
You know, right now number 1 rated defense. In the NFL. So they're still in the hunt there. They're playing the number 6 seed if the playoffs started today, which the Denver Broncos.
Interesting team.
Again, you know, I think
they don't have Peyton Manning.
No, and again, you know, although with Peyton Manning, they won the Super Bowl last year, and against a great Cam Newton team with in the Carolina Panthers we're talking about. But statistically, Peyton didn't have the best of years last year.
That was all defense.
It was all the defense. I mean, that was a beautiful defense. You know, number 1 defense in the league. Just a great defense.
But they lost a lot when we think about the Denver Broncos. They lost a lot to attrition. I mean, this team is a 8-5 team. That defense was kind of a one shining moment type of defense. They assembled that team together to really win a Super Bowl. As you see with any kind of thing in the NFL, next year, holding on to some of those players. Some of these players are wanting to get paid. They're wanting to get their time of that limelight money with other teams. And so sometimes you lose a little bit of that, a little about that flair that they had there.
Well, and then you have the quarterback play, which, has been shaky. Trevor Siemian, he seems like a good quarterback, and they go into the draft and they, you're looking at a couple of inexperienced guys, really, is what you're looking at,
and trying to come in from Peyton Manning, right? Coming in there.
Lots of experience.
Filling those shoes, right.
Yeah, and, there's rumors out there that, Tony Romo next year might, he's got to go someplace. And so there might be an opportunity there because, you still have 2 guys that have relatively inexperienced in these guys. But,
got a shot.
It's possible. So they're the number 6 seed. And then we're talking about the 5th and 4th seeds. We were talking about the Raiders against the Texans.
The Raiders.
The Raiders being the 5th seed, which, they basically in one night went from the 1 seed to the 5th seed. I mean, basically, it's kind of, well, I'm sorry, the 2 seed down to the 5th seed.
That loss to Kansas City was huge.
It was huge because now the Chiefs are in the 2nd spot.
Bingo.
And so, you fall all the way from 2 to 5. That's a pretty big penalty for losing to your division rival.